Jurgen Klopp's biggest transfers ever as Liverpool boss confirms Mbappe interest. Kylian Mbappe appears to be on the move, with Real Madrid edging closer to finally securing the Frenchman's signature this summer. Despite never being heavily linked, Liverpool have remained in the conversation for the Paris Saint-Germain star. But despite expressing interest, Jurgen Klopp has dismissed claims that a deal could happen in his latest press conference. "Of course, we're interested in Kylian. We're not blind. I have nothing to say about the reported contact between Kylian and Liverpool. It's all fine. We, of course, like him, Mbappe. If you don't like him, then you have to question yourself. But no, we're not. We cannot be part of these battles. There must be other clubs involved, but that is fine. He's a great player." Klopp may have removed Liverpool from the Mbappe race, with the star expected to cost a fortune in the long run, but here Daily Star Sport looks at Klopp's 10 most expensive signings over the course of his managerial career to see where they would compare. If only injuries hadn't hampered Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's career, then what a player he may have been. Klopp saw his talents at Arsenal and took a risk on Chamberlain and splashed out £35 million for the England international. He's had some good moments for Liverpool, but the same story continues to occur as injuries consistently block progression for Chamberlain. Klopp has always produced excellent signings in attack and defense, but one downfall is that his midfield signings remain inconsistent. Chamberlain certainly falls into that category, as does one of the other entries lower down this list. However, the signing of Thiago has helped stabilize the Liverpool midfield in the absence of Jorginho Wijnaldum. Ibrahima Konate looks like the perfect long-term replacement to Virgil van Dijk, and the Frenchman has already become a loved figure around Anfield. The Frenchman was signed for £36 million from RB Leipzig in the summer after Liverpool experienced multiple defensive injuries last season. Defensive issues are the least of their problems this season, and Klopp has managed to orchestrate a system where Konate plays in the cup games, with Joel Matip starting in the Premier League. Incredibly, it not only works, but the pair are consistently on their game, and it's boosted Liverpool this season. The attacking stars may get a large amount of the praise, but Liverpool's incredible season wouldn't have been possible without their defenders. Konate has one more big test this season, and that's to stop Karim Benzema in the Champions League final. Sadio Mane was the second addition to the iconic front three under Klopp, as Roberto Firmino was already brought in before his arrival. Mane was poached from fellow Premier League side Southampton and has taken his career to new heights at Liverpool. Along with his teammates, he has won virtually all that there is to win in club football, and he even added the Senegal's first ever Africa Cup of Nations crown earlier this year. He was named as the player of the tournament and even fired them to the World Cup to add to a crazy start to 2022. Klopp has some sorting out to do, as although a lot of the contract talk is focused around Mohamed Salah, Mane's deal expires at the same time. Mane has been linked with a move to Bayern Munich in recent months, and his potential departure was the reason that many Liverpool fans were clinging on to hope that Mbappe could sign. Salah is without doubt one of the best signings under Klopp, and his impact continues to break Premier League records, with the Egyptian on course for another Golden Boot award. Salah has been world-class ever since putting on the iconic red shirt of Liverpool, and success has followed ever since his arrival. However, talk over his future remains, and it's slightly tainted his reputation in recent months, and the Egyptian hasn't been meeting his own exceptionally high standards. It's a game of cat and mouse between Salah and Liverpool, with the supporters just wanting the saga to be resolved. But his focus has to be on getting fit for the Champions League final, as he came off with a knock in the FA Cup final win over Chelsea. Salah wanted to face Madrid in a revenge mission, and he got his wish. Diaz has been a revelation since signing for Liverpool, and the Colombian has picked up the Man of the Match award in both domestic cup finals this season. He also changed the game against Villarreal, with Liverpool trailing 2-0 on the night in the Champions League semi-final second leg. Liverpool had planned to sign Diaz in the summer, but when Tottenham came calling in January, they were forced into an early move. But it's ended up working for the best, and Liverpool may not have been in the position that they are if it wasn't for him. Liverpool paid £37.5 million to Porto, with add-ons included in the deal. But they're extremely likely to be met, seeing as the future looks incredibly bright for the Colombian. There were many questions raised when Liverpool splashed out £40 million on Wolves star Diogo Jota, but no one is questioning their judgment now. The Portuguese star hit the ground running after signing in 2020, and he has really kicked on this season. His performances have largely kept Firmino out of the team, and he is certainly the flag bearer for a new front three in the future, alongside Diaz. Jota is versatile and has proven that he is incredible in the air, despite not being the tallest attacker, which has given Liverpool a multitude of options. And since his move to Liverpool, Jota has been in fine form for the national team too. He was lethal alongside Cristiano Ronaldo at Euro 2020 and was a major part of their qualification campaign ahead of the World Cup. Fabinho has been an absolute rock for Liverpool in midfield, and they are a much better team with him in the side. The signing of Fabinho came out of nowhere though, as in May 2018 they announced that they had reached an agreement. The transfer didn't come into play until July 2018, but the speed of the business caught everyone off guard, and he's been incredible ever since. The 28-year-old continues to improve, and Liverpool will be sweating his fitness ahead of the Champions League final. Klopp is unlikely to risk the Brazilian unless absolutely necessary ahead of their trip to Paris. And he is that integral that his appearance could be the difference on the night against Madrid. The signing of Naby Keita hasn't gone to plan, and the £54 million Liverpool paid is yet to be justified. Keita was one of the best emerging talents in the Bundesliga, a league that Klopp knows well, but it just hasn't worked out for him in the Premier League. Keita has featured a lot this season and has proved a valuable asset at times, but he still hasn't reached the heights that were expected when Liverpool signed him. Injuries have also worked against him, and perhaps the weight of the No. 8 shirt also. There is still time for Keita to turn it around, and he has bought more time this season for sure. But Liverpool are expected to make a big decision over his future this summer. Alisson Becker has been a hero for Liverpool, and with the Reds lacking a world-class goalkeeper when Klopp arrived, they've certainly fixed that issue since. After Liverpool had a nightmare Champions League final defeat, Klopp demanded that they sign a goalkeeper, and Alisson soon followed. The Brazilian cost Liverpool £66.8 million from Roma, but it's been more than value for money as he has saved them on so many occasions in big moments. There is no chance that Liverpool would have as many trophies as they do under Klopp if it wasn't for him. The size of the fee did raise eyebrows, but no one can argue that it hasn't been worth it. And seeing as it was just a portion of what Liverpool received for Felipe Coutinho, it was worth the gamble. If Salah isn't the best signing under Klopp, then surely Van Dijk is. The Dutchman has been labelled as the best defender in the world since moving to Liverpool and has even been mentioned as one of the Premier League greats. There were many problems in defence when Klopp arrived, but now Liverpool are beyond calm and relaxed in their own half, and Van Dijk has changed everything. He's also helped the likes of Matip and Konate improve, and even Joe Gomez. His £75 million move from Southampton may have been expensive at the time, but after Harry Maguire moved to Manchester United for £80 million, it looks like a fantastic deal. The big No. 4 still has plenty in him too, and barely any striker has managed to get the better of him yet.